So Delius, they made the decision, Gay and Adrian, that they're going to bypass the spring off the back of being vetted out of the racing in Victoria. They've opted against racing in Sydney in preference for preparing their galloper, their star galloper, it must be said, for the autumn. So here is the tweet from Gay Waterhouse. After discussing Sir Delius with the ownership group, Adrian and I have made the decision to spell him and set our sights on the Autumn Carnival. He's an extremely valuable horse and one we firmly believe will continue to prove he's the best weight for age performer in Australia. Bring on the $5 million Group 1 Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Fantastic news for any racing fan who's going to be heading to Sydney in the autumn. Desperately tough news for anyone who backed this horse in futures, for the Melbourne Spring, and even for Saturday here in Sydney.
Yeah, it's a tough one. First and foremost, horse welfare's got to be top of the tree.
Yep.
So if there's any issue, absolutely understandable why the vets made the call, but this issue does expose some vagaries in the rules. Like, if he wasn't nominated for the Melbourne Cup, Brenny, he could have run this weekend.
If he wasn't nominated for the Melbourne Cup, he wouldn't have been X-rayed. So
yeah.
The protocols are there, and they're only in place for the Melbourne Cup. So when it shows the anomaly, he's out of the Cox, he's out of the Victorian Spring. So then he can come here. What decision would the stewards and everyone have made in New South Wales if they decided to run in the Craven Plate? That would have been an awkward one.
If he runs and wins, everyone's happy. But if something goes wrong,
then something goes wrong.
If the worst happens, that is cataclysmic.
Oh.
If they vet out of Melbourne, come to Sydney, race, and the worst happens, which none of us want that to happen, that would be so detrimental to the sport.
Yeah.
So the owners and Gay and Adrian have done New South Wales racing a favour, really.
And the horse a favour.
Yes. Well, we don't know that, but we think so.
But they've taken all the risks out of the equation here and put the horse's welfare first. And he's fitting well. He's won a Turnbull, he's won Underwood, he's flying. But they've just made sure everything's okay. Now we can look forward to seeing him.
But going forward here, this is a fascinating issue now. So the horse had to be X-rayed because he was going to be in the Melbourne Cup. They thought, there's nothing wrong with this horse, we'll get him X-rayed. Next thing you know, because it's the X-ray, the vets didn't like it, it's out of the Cox Plate. The Melbourne Cup needs our top weight for age performers to be at least interested in the race and hopefully a few of them to run in the race. And we've seen Gold Trip win it in recent times, Very Elegant win it in recent times. The race is great when they're in it.
Yep.
So there'll never be a horse vetted before the Cox Plate ever again, who's a weight for age horse.
I know where you're coming from, yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're running the Cox Plate first, yeah.
You're running that first, then you'll say vet my horse.
Well, it's impossible
or X-ray my horse.
It's impossible to X-ray them before every start, but I can't help but feel that, again, we talk about it time and time again, we need some kind of national protocol to avoid having a horse. It almost needs to be, if there was a national body, they almost need to say, right, if you're vetted out of the Melbourne Cup due to these protocols, you're ineligible to run for the next month in any state. I know that seems harsh, but
I know where you're coming from. I think there needs to be, you're right, a national protocol that every state is happy with, but how you implement that is going to be a difficult one, Ben, because
they won't all agree.
Racing Victoria want to protect the Melbourne Cup, and I get that.